They told me it was normal, but when the guide dipped that piece of cheese into the hot chocolate, I just froze. My mouth fell open. I probably had a face like a fish. I was just hypnotized. The locals seemed amazed by my amazement. And honestly, how could they not be? For me, it was so hard to imagine that this cheese, processed with so much effort all the way from milk, would dream of ending up here. You see, as a European visiting Bogota, I was completely convinced that every cheese dreams of ending up on some elegant board, or if it's really lucky, maybe melting over artisanal bread in a refined little calf. But no, here, the cheese was bathing in hot chocolate, and it looked happy. The other tourists were lifting it out with spoons, stretching it into these long, chocolatey ribbons, and the cheese didn't complain at all. On the contrary, it seemed to be enjoying it. It looked like it had finally found its true purpose in the world. Proud to be a queso de chocolate Santaferio, I just kept staring at it, until I imagine, it got tired of my shocked expression, and the cheese started staring back at me, just still, focused, as if it was saying, well, are you going to try it or not? It was so insistent that it even convinced my guide. Your turn, he said with a big smile. The cheese on my plate looked up at me happily, as if it knew something I didn't. Me, just another European, completely baffled by what the big deal was. So I picked it up with my hand. I dropped it into the hot chocolate. I waited about a minute. Then, I lifted it with the spoon. I stretched it upward, and it just grew. It stretched. It looked so fulfilled. When I finally brought it to my mouth, everything just clicked into place. My eyes opened wide, like someone waking up from a really long sleep. I stood up from the table and just had to say, guys, why didn't anyone tell me how good this is? This is fantastic. And that's when I finally understood. I understood why Colombian cheese is so happy being cheese and hot chocolate, and why Colombians are so happy with it. It's an experience you have to try to believe. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to follow for more adventures.